This is the verse where it says, be very careful of this, because it talks about the iniquities of the fathers will be passed on to the children, to the third and fourth generation. And I believe what he's talking about there is the idea that when we bring our children up to believe things that are not right, they are more likely to believe those things. The illustration I like to use as far as the iniquity being passed on to the children, to the third and fourth generation, is the idea that when two countries have a problem and they try politically to have a peace accord and it doesn't work out, what happens? Well, the worst case scenario, they go to war. So look at this. When people cannot politically come to an agreement, who are those people? Usually people in their 50s, 60s, and 70s. That's the leaders of the land. But they cannot come to an agreement, so who goes to war? Well, their children and their grandchildren to the third and fourth generation. And who pays for that war? The children and grandchildren and great-grandchildren. You would think, let me give you a couple of statistics, you would think this would be the opposite, but it's true. People that struggle with alcohol, and we have millions of them, but people that struggle with alcohol, most of them had parents or a parent that struggled with alcohol. Now you might know exceptions to that, but I'm telling you what statistics say. Whether it is alcohol, whether it is drugs. I saw this statistic, it's been years ago, but it really blew my mind. It talks about people that struggle with drugs. The majority of people that smoke marijuana, this is not all, but I'm telling you statistics. Do you know who they smoked their first joint with? A parent. Their first joint, here son, try this. That's statistically true. The sins of the father pass down to the third and fourth generation. It is a family thing, whether it is alcohol, whether it is drugs, all the rest of it. Anything that you can say, look at, people that smoke usually have parents that smoke. People that don't smoke, their parents usually didn't smoke. So it goes down. And you know, what he's saying here is not a curse, it's a warning. It's a warning. Be very careful the habits that you instill, that you show your children, because they will be passed down, good, bad, or ugly. It works on the good side also. But he's saying everything that you set, and when you make an idol and put me in that idol and teach your children false things about God, it will be passed on by your children to their children to their children to their children. So be very careful here. The iniquity passes on down. And then he finishes that by saying, but I show mercy. I show mercy to those who love me and keep my commandments.